everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. This is a team that may be out of the playoff chase at this point, but they're an organization with a ton of pride. And they'll be playing hard all the way to the final whistle of the final game, no matter where they are in the standings. It's the Lions going up against the Bengals. So, with the call of this Week 16 matchup, let's hand it over to our commentators, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are in the place the folks here call the Jungle, and that's Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their enigmatic quarterback, the Heisman winner from Baylor. It's Robert Griffin III.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win, like a good pitcher, without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Golden Tate, his intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. So here's the lineup, and in the backfield, it's Abdullah.
Amir Abdullah, if it had been up to a lot of college coaches, would be an all-pro corner. But he knew he wanted to be a running back, and has proven why. Can run it, can catch it, and return kicks.
Abdullah. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down. The defensive starters now for Cincinnati.
Geno Atkins battled some injuries in 2015 and was challenged to get back to his form, and he did exactly that in 2016. Back to the Pro Bowl. Size, strength, agility, and also a competitive streak that rivals anyone's in the league.
A beautiful fake. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. In his 5th year from Appalachian State, it's Sam Martin on to punt. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. The numbers last week for Bernard, 12 carries, 131 yards.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there. But they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
Dalton throwing on second down. This is going to be caught by the rookie. It's John Ross. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The first down screen pass, good for 5. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real. And
now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions, and they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit and in this case, lose the football.
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. This is a nice little stretch he's putting together. Remember, 3 sacks last week.
And now he's off to the races in this game because he thinks, okay, that's the start of something big because he's in a zone. He's locked in. So offensively, you've got to occupy him. Maybe even run the ball at him as opposed to passing it so he can't just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback.
9 yards on the gain there, and it's going to bring up a tough 3rd and 7.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down right there around the 35-yard line. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On first down, Abdullah. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. The numbers for Abdullah on the ground last week, 20 carries, 73 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
So 1 quarter in the books here on Christmas Eve. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. We'll return to Cincinnati after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade.
Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Now they'll throw it with Griffin. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a gain of 7, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, just a little toe tap, to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
I know it's a cliche, and coaches always talk about it's a team game. We need all 11 to win. But let's face it, Detroit really needs Amir Abdullah to have runs like that all season long.
Missed a lot of time with injuries, especially recently. Now, Theo Riddick wound up leading the Lions in rushing last year with just 357 yards. Touchdown, Detroit! Amir Abdullah with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Lions are in for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level. May not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's Amir Abdullah that finishes it off with a touchdown run. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. We remind you, no night game tonight on Christmas Eve, but we make that up with 2 games under your tree tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. Yes. I'm just reading the card. I got to give props to our writer, Ed Brady, there. But we start with the Steelers and Texans at 4:30 Eastern, followed by the Raiders and Eagles, a Super Bowl 15 rematch. You impressed that I know that?
I'm very much impressed that you know that. It was the MVP.
Yep, that'll be at 8:30 Eastern from Philadelphia.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Dalton off play action. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Again, here's Bernard. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 24-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Hard throw, incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, their offense has struggled for sure, but they get the field goal here and at least get on the board before half.
And that's not something we should underestimate, because just getting points on the board can sometimes have a settling effect on a team. Helps them start their comeback.
All right, right, let's discuss Amir Abdullah. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal, right? That extra motivation to accomplish what you want, not just as a team, but as individuals. He's got to stretch a little bit to get there. That might be what they're talking about during the practice sessions, in their meetings. Hey, we can still get this done. Let's go ahead and feed him the ball.
And the offensive line, I'm sure they're well aware of where he stands as well.
They are, and I think for them, it would be an even better accomplishment to get there now, because it seems like a little bit of a reach.
They try the right side with Abdullah. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Fells has it, left side. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
On third down, Griffin. It's complete. Abdullah. And brought down, but the juke, the very nice juke, gives him the first down yardage there. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Griffin. This is a screen to Abdullah. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Griffin will throw again. And some room to maneuver. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So the D-line's going to spread out. On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Stops short of the 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On second down, here's Griffin. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the red zone now, here's Griffin on first down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Griffin on second down. That'll go as a loss of 5. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Griffin. It's brought in left side by Tate. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They go play action here on first down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche. Happy holidays, Larry. Your gift? Take the halftime show off, partner. We got some football to get to. Returning it, John Ross. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Deshaun Kaiser with 2 first-half touchdown passes. They'll begin here with Bernard. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Now Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Akeem Spence in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing, Dalton. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them?
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Geno Atkins in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that. For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. To throw again. Dalton on the screen. Bernard. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's Dalton. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that'll bring him back within 4. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Lions now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Again, it's Abdullah. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
To throw is RG3. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now it's Griffin. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A 2nd down run for Abdullah. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Out of the gun, Griffin. Trying to lay one up deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal forward pass, offense.
Oh, they hate that. Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up-downs for the number of yards that you cost a team in a big play.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Unable to corral him. He fights through. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. They'll run again with Bernard. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there, and you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Play action now. Dalton. His pass caught at the 4. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in the 4th.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it works very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now Griffin. And this is caught by Fells, right side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8 that moves the chains. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Back to throw. And avoids the contact by sliding. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. He's back to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. 2nd down following the run. Not running. Dalton wants to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let... Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
That's to his running back, complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th. Back to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And Abdullah lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now, Bengals on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. They'll stay on the ground, mixing again. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Now a play fake here on first down. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Griffin to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. He was trying to get it to T.J. Jones that time. And that'll bring up second down.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by George Iloka. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the fourth quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme.
Go.
I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for the Bengals, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.